Okay, today we're out in the park with the DJI MAVIC 2 Pro. Today I was kind of reflecting on the first time I ever got a drone, which was the MAVIC Pro. My first flight was January of 2017. And I remembered how nervous I was. This was an expensive drone, and my worst fear, which I'm sure is the same for anyone new at flying drones, is to crash it. I've seen a lot of videos online there. A lot of these popular guys are telling beginners, maybe get the inexpensive drone and learn how to fly. I'm not so sure I'm in agreement with that. When I first started, like I said, I got the MAVIC Pro, and I'll tell you why. I think it's not necessarily a good idea to get a cheaper drone. I've used a lot of these cheaper drones. The calibration isn't quite right. They seem to have a little mind of their own. They're all over the place. I've definitely crashed those, and that was after having some experience flying. So that's why I'm making that comment. I'm only sharing today my experience. But anyways, I really thank God that I had picked DJI drone. Most of their drones are all the same. At the time, they didn't have the MAVIC Air, they didn't have the MAVIC 2 Pro, they didn't have the Spark, they did have Phantoms, and the MAVIC Pro was new. So I decided to get that one. One thing I liked about it is when one thing I did first was I downloaded the app to my phone, and I downloaded the DJI Assistant. I plugged in my controller, plugged in my MAVIC, and I did all the firmware updates. I charged all the batteries, I checked the batteries, I made sure everything was good, checked the propellers. Now once I opened up the app and went into the menu, the three dots at the top, the first thing I had noticed that came up was the drone was in beginner mode. And I thought, this is great. Beginner mode on all the DJI drones is the best thing for a beginner. When it's in this setting in beginner mode, it only allows the aircraft to go 30 meters high and 30 meters out. And that really helped me for learning, because I was nervous taking her up. So I really liked that idea. I spent a month and a half just on beginner mode. And so I knew my limitations. I wasn't worried about it flying away. I tested out the return to home, flew it around, played in the menu. So, for a month and a half, I spent just practicing with the drone. And I remember the first time I shut off beginner mode, I was nervous. But again, you get as much practice in as you possibly can until your confidence level gets up. And that was from me, trying the sticks, moving the drone up and down, sideways, spinning around, doing whatever it took there to build my confidence with flying the drone before I took it out of beginner mode. So my big question today was, can a beginner fly something like the MAVIC 2 Pro, the new drone that came out last year, that is, a little more high tech. And I would actually like to say that a beginner could fly the Mavic 2 Pro, and hopefully today I can demonstrate that. So stay tuned. Okay, so we've turned on the controller, and we've turned on the drone. We opened up the DJI app, and now we're ready to fly. So we'll click Go Fly. Okay, I think the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to calibrate. That's something I always emphasize, is calibration. Okay, let's Okay, now first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on those 3 bars at the top. We are going to check the batteries. The batteries are all full, everything looks great. We've set our return to home height at 30 meters. Okay, in the top icon there, the little drone here, if you scroll down here, they have beginner mode. So what we're going to do to show that a beginner can fly this is we're going to, what I done on the original Mavic Pro, we're going to put her into beginner mode. Okay, it says here beginner mode, GPS ready, home point recorded. In beginner mode, flight is limited to an altitude and distance limit of 98 feet, which is 30 meters. Turn off beginner mode in settings menu when you're finished. So here we go. Okay, we've started recording. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the takeoff in the app. On the left hand side we have the arrow pointing up. We'll hit that and it says takeoff. Let's try that. Okay, you can hear the sensors going off. The one good thing about the Mavic 2 Pro over the Mavic Pro is it's got sensors everywhere. Sensors on top, behind, in front, below. But in beginner mode, I know when I first started, I wanted to be in a space where I have lots of space and I have room to go my 30 meters and high and 30 meters forward. So first thing I like to do, like I did back then, is I move it forward away from me. The right hand stick, I move that forward. I move it forward a little bit more, and then the right hand stick, I move it backwards, and I just let go when I want it to stop. The right stick, I want it to go right, so I turn right and it goes right. I want to go left, I go left. Now the important thing about the orientation of the drone is that the drone needs to be facing away from you in order for the controls to respond the direction that you're putting it. Now I want to test her with going up and down. So we'll go up and then we'll go down. This is the kind of stuff I done when I had my first Mavic Pro. Now with the left hand stick, we're going to turn left to rotate it completely around. Okay, now using the left hand stick, we're gonna turn it to the right and it'll rotate right. And you don't need to press it all the way over. I'm just gently pushing it so that it's moving just nice and slow, just so I get the feel of it. Okay, and another thing too is always pay attention to the screen. In the app at the bottom there, it'll give you the distance and it'll give you the height. If you see trees in the area like we have today, you definitely want to be at least the 30 meters or more, but because we have it in beginner mode, we don't know if any of these trees are more than the 30 meters. So let's try and go up to our maximum of 30 meters. Straight up.
Maximum flight altitude reached.
Okay, we just got the message that she reached her maximum 30 meters. You know, I really liked that feature when I first started out. You know, it made my confidence, and I felt secure that my new drone wasn't going to take off on me. At least I was hoping not. Now I think we're going to go out. We have a maximum distance of 30 meters, so let's fly her out. So the right stick forward.
Maximum flight distance reached.
Okay, so this is great. You know, the forward distance from where I am, as you can see, practicing. Okay, let's bring her down. We'll try a few exercises. So let's bring her down. Okay, we're going to rotate her to the right. And we're going to bring her forward towards us. Okay, now one thing to try too is when the drone is facing you, if I was to use the right stick and I wanted the drone to go right, the problem is the drone has been reversed. So on the right stick, if I move the stick right, the drone is going to go left of me. And when it's facing me, if I need the drone to go to the right, then I need to press the right stick to the left. Remember that everything is backwards when the drone is facing you, other than the forward and backwards. Forward is going to go where the camera is. Now, a couple of exercises to try, because the thing is, you want to keep using these sticks and definitely practice where you're going. I turned the drone away from me and tried to do a box away from you and bring her back. So to do the box, I'm going to go to the right. Okay, I've gone to the right. Now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to move it straight. Okay, the drone went straight. Now we need the drone to go left to do another side of the box. So the right stick, I'm going to turn left, and she's going to go to the left. Okay, so I've got two sides of my box done. So now I want to bring down for the third box, and I'm going to use the right stick, and I'm going to go back. I'm coming straight back. Okay, now to do the last part of the box, I need the drone to go to the right, so I'll just move the right stick to the right. And there, I've done a perfect box. You know, you do some of those a few times and you get the feel of how the drone is maneuvering. Good thing to try is to try doing that box backwards. So we'll turn the drone to face us and we'll try the same thing. So we want to go the same direction. We want to go to the right and draw that box and end up back where we are. So what we're going to do now, because the drone is facing us, the right stick, we need to, we want the drone to go to the right, so we need to press the right stick to the left. So there we go. Okay, now the camera is facing our direction and we need it to go forward, so we need the drone to go backwards. So we're going to press the right stick down, which is going to take the drone forward for that box. Backwards, I should say. Okay, now we need to have the drone go to the left this time. So the right stick, we're going to move to the right. We move it to the right. Okay, and now we need to have the drone come towards us using the right stick. We press forward and away she comes. Okay, now to finish the last side of the box, we need the drone to come to the right. So the right stick, we're going to turn to the left. And these are just some of the exercises that you can do. And like I said, for the first month of having the Mavic Pro, I kept her in beginner mode. So I knew I could still take pictures, I could fly the drone around, you know, I could take her up a good distance. 30 meters is a good distance. You can see quite a bit. I'll take her up and we'll scan the area and you'll see what I mean.
Maximum flight altitude reached.
You know, when you're out and about and you're in beginner mode, explore the app. You know, right below the button for recording, you have a whole bunch of settings. When you click on that, with the Mavic 2, it is more advanced. You can have it in auto like I have it right now, or it has other settings there for shutter speed, aperture, manual mode, and again, play around with those, you know. One day when you're out, put her in manual mode and adjust your shutter speed, your aperture, things like that. But it is definitely possible for a beginner to fly an advanced drone like this. You spend some time in beginner mode and the drone is going to stay close to you until you're confident to take it out of beginner mode and fly where you want. Anyways, I hope this little explanation of what I done when I was first starting out. I just explained how I done it, and it helped me tremendously. I definitely built up my confidence in no time, and I was able to take it out of beginner mode, and the rest is history. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Fly safe.